Welcome to a journey through time, where we delve into the rich history of America's favorite pastime, baseball. In the heart of the 19th century, a sport began to take shape in the United States, a sport that would eventually become an indelible part of the nation's fabric. This was baseball, a game that originated from older bat and ball games popular in England and Ireland. However, it was in the United States that the game found its unique identity and began to flourish. Baseball's roots can be traced back to informal games played in sandlots and open fields. As the game's popularity grew, it began to evolve. Amateur clubs sprang up across the country, each with its own set of rules. The game was wild, unstructured, and deeply loved by those who played it. But the turning point came in the late 1850s. In 1857, a group of 25 clubs from the New York area came together to form the National Association of Baseball Players, the first governing body of the sport. This was a significant step. It led to the standardization of rules, which allowed teams from different regions to compete against each other on a level playing field. It was the dawn of organized baseball. At this stage, the game was still largely amateur. Players didn't receive salaries, and teams were more like social clubs than professional outfits. But the seeds of change were sown. The formation of the National Association of Baseball Players marked a shift in the sport's trajectory, setting it on a path to becoming more than just a pastime. It was the first step towards what would become a national obsession, a game that would captivate audiences from coast to coast. This was the humble beginning, a spark that would eventually ignite the phenomenon we now know as Major League Baseball. The year 1876 marked a pivotal moment in baseball history with the establishment of the National League. Baseball, as we know it, took its first major stride towards professional organization with the inception of the National League. The brainchild of William Hulbert, a visionary from Chicago, this league set the stage for a new era of professional baseball. It was Hulbert's foresight and determination that brought together 8 teams, paving the way for what we now know as Major League Baseball. These 8 founding teams, the Boston Red Stockings, Chicago White Stockings, Cincinnati Reds, Hartford Dark Blues, Louisville Grays, New York Mutuals, Philadelphia Athletics, and the St. Louis Brown Stockings, were the torchbearers of this new venture. Hulbert, who was also the president of the Chicago White Stockings, aimed to create a league that was free from the corruption and disorganization that plagued professional baseball at the time. The National League was structured to ensure a high standard of play, with strict rules and regulations. Teams were required to complete their full schedule of games, regardless of their standing in the league, and player contracts were honored, ensuring stability and continuity. The league also introduced innovations such as the reserve clause, which allowed teams to retain players' services, thus preventing them from jumping to higher-paying clubs. The National League was a breath of fresh air in professional sports. Its commitment to fair play, adherence to rules, and respect for player contracts set it apart from the chaotic professional baseball scene of the time. The league's structure was a game-changer, and its success drew attention from far and wide. The success and popularity of the National League were not without challenges. In fact, they sparked competition. Just a quarter of a century later, the American League, a rival league, was born. But that's a story for another day. The National League's success paved the way for the emergence of a rival league, setting the stage for a new era in baseball. In 1901, the American League declared itself a major league, challenging the National League's dominance. A bold move, to be sure, but one that was backed by a group of 8 team owners who believed in a new vision for professional baseball. The American League, also known as the Junior Circuit, was not just another league. It was a symbol of transformation, a testament to the changing times. It was an embodiment of the spirit of competition, a beacon of hope for teams and players who felt overshadowed by the National League's monopoly. With the formation of the American League, the baseball scene was set ablaze. The rivalry between the American League and the National League was palpable, sparking an energy that was infectious. It was a rivalry not born out of animosity, but out of a shared passion for the game. 2 leagues, each with its own set of teams, players, and fans, vying for the same goal, to be the best in the world of baseball. As the rivalry gained momentum, it was clear that a platform was needed to settle the score, to determine who was truly the best. And thus, in 1903, the inaugural World Series was born. A best-of-9 series, it was a grand stage where the champions of the two leagues could face off in a battle of skill, strategy, and spirit. The first World Series was a spectacle that captured the attention of the nation. The Boston Americans of the American League and the Pittsburgh Pirates of the National League went head-to-head in an epic showdown. The Americans emerged victorious, winning 5-3 and etching their name in the annals of baseball history. The World Series was more than just a competition. It was a celebration of baseball, a testament to its growth and evolution. It was a symbol of unity, bringing together teams and fans from across the nation. It marked a new chapter, forever changing the landscape of professional baseball. As the 20th century progressed, Major League Baseball began to make its mark on the global stage. The expansion of the Major League Baseball was a significant chapter in its history. From the American heartland, the MLB began its journey to the rest of the world. This expansion was marked by the integration of players from different ethnicities and nationalities. Jackie Robinson, an African-American player, shattered the color barrier in 1947. His courage paved the way for other players of color to join the league, enriching the game with diverse talents and styles. The MLB also began to attract players from beyond the borders of the United States. From the fiery fastballs of Dominican Republic's Pedro Martinez to the elegant swings of Japan's Ichiro Suzuki, the league became a melting pot of global talents. The MLB's reach expanded, and so did its fan base. The establishment of international competitions further elevated the MLB's global prominence. Competitions like the World Baseball Classic, initiated in the early 21st century, showcased the MLB's finest players against the best from around the world. This not only widened the sport's reach, but also highlighted the global talent within the MLB. And let's not forget the role of iconic players in popularizing the sport worldwide. Babe Ruth, with his larger-than-life persona and prodigious home runs, became a global sensation. Mickey Mantle, with his raw power and boyish charm, captured the hearts of fans across the globe. And in more recent times, players like Derek Jeter and David Ortiz have carried the global torch for the MLB, inspiring a new generation of fans and players alike. Indeed, the Major League Baseball had transformed. It was no longer just America's pastime. It had become a global spectacle, a game that transcended borders and connected people from all walks of life. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the thrill of the game, these were things enjoyed by millions around the world. Major League Baseball had evolved from a domestic competition to a global spectacle, enjoyed by millions around the world. In the 21st century, Major League Baseball continues to captivate audiences both at home and abroad. As we stand on the precipice of tomorrow, the current state of Major League Baseball is an exciting one. The game we know and love has been shaped and reshaped by the hands of time, and it continues to evolve even now. Today's MLB is a vibrant tapestry of talent, with players from all corners of the globe stepping up to the plate and making their mark on this storied sport. Technology, too, has made its mark on baseball. Advanced analytics have seeped into every nook and cranny of the game, from scouting and player development to in-game strategy. Gone are the days of relying solely on a scout's eye or a manager's gut feeling. Now, every pitch, every swing, every play is dissected, analyzed, and optimized. It's a brave new world where data-driven decisions are king. But technology's influence doesn't stop there. It's also changing how we experience the game. High-definition broadcasts, virtual reality experiences, and interactive online platforms are bringing fans closer to the action than ever before. Baseball, like many other aspects of our lives, has entered the digital age with gusto. So, what does the future hold for Major League Baseball? Well, the possibilities are as wide as the outfield. Potential expansion is always a hot topic, with cities around the world eager to welcome their own MLB team. And as the sport continues to grow globally, so too does its potential for development. Think youth programs, academies, and initiatives aimed at making baseball more accessible to all. But amidst all this change and potential, one thing remains constant: the love of the game. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the thrill of a close play at the plate. These are the moments that make baseball great. They're the moments that have captivated us for over a century, and they're the moments that will keep us coming back for more. As we look forward, it's clear that the story of Major League Baseball is far from over. The game continues to evolve, promising more unforgettable moments to come.